Alright, welcome back to the Obi-Wan channel. Obi-Wan in, that is. I don't want to say Obi-Wan because, that's copyright or whatever the fuck. It's not what it is, it's Obi-Wan in. Alright? Alright, let's get that straight. Alright, so, this one here is going to be, and I swear, I know, if you follow along, you know that I talk a lot, and I don't care, actually, that if you're offended by that or whatever the hell you feel. Your feelings, fuck your feelings. But anyway, if you're here, you obviously have been entertained before and at least educated a little bit. And you know what I'm doing here. I'm basically putting this stuff out there because, so that you get to see what you might not get to see before you buy it. All right, so this one's pretty simple. I'm going to try to make this short. I know I've said that before, but here we go. Let's give it a shot. So this is the Summit Racing ring compression installation tools is what this is. I have a snap-on set with the pliers and the big, spring-loaded steel rings. It works fine. I have broke one ring in my history, in my career of installing piston rings once because I didn't really squeeze it good enough. But I gotta admit, I've been watching a lot of, Power Nation and Engine Masters, all that kind of shit, right? And I see these guys using these, and I'm just like, dude, as much as I mess around with engines and shit, I probably should do this, because it just seems like this is so much easier to just hammer these in, and it just kind of does the work for you, and they're aluminum, and they're cool, and why not, right? So, all right. I've got two part numbers for you. Normally I would just, individually do this, but I'm going to do both of them here. So it's really up to you what you're going to do with this information. But this one here is the SME Summit SME 904030. So basically this one is the one piece unbroken Summit Racing. There you go. Made in the USA. So that was the other reason that kind of enticed me a little bit. By the way, OB1N is my moniker on eBay as well. You can go over there. My snap-on ring plier set will very likely be up for sale at some point. Just because, again, I'm going to start using these because I do engines a lot. The snap-on set is very handy in that it has a lot of range to it. Okay, I've actually used it, but I just don't see myself doing the big diesels and that kind of stuff anymore. So I don't think I'm going to be using much of that big stuff. And I've also done some import Japanese engines. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of those smaller ones. If I do, I will go and I will buy something like this to actually just do it for that job, and then probably eBay it or something. But that's where we'll talk about this one. But the most common one that I mess with is the 30 over on a 4-inch bore, because small block Chevy, small block Ford. Which, I do a lot of small block Ford stuff, but I've done some Chevrolets, is probably the most common that I do, and it's always in that 030 environment. So I just went and bought this one because of that very reason. I can just, hey, I'm doing a 4030, just grab it, ta-da, hit it, it's done, and we're having fun. All right, where does that bring us with this one? SME 90A4000. This one is the adjustable one. That's right, the adjustable one. So this one, as you can see here, is a split design. And it says here that it will do 4-inch even up to 409. So almost, basically what? 10 thousandths away from actually being a 5-inch bore, basically, I guess, right? No. No. Man, you're pretty dumb. No, that's not even close. Never mind. Oh, man, I can't believe I said that. You got a lot of, you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 before you hit 5-inch. Never mind. So what I mean to say then is a 4-inch bore to almost a 4.10. bore, which 4 1/8 would be 4.125 is what that would be. So yes, let's use our brain, not our ass, and say the right things on Rumble and YouTube, right? Or wherever else this happens to go. So anyway, aluminum, it's split, has a band clamp. You can see here kind of a bevel for the band clamp, which is this baby right here. Nothing fancy about that. Just slip that sucker over the top of that, get it to fit in there, and start tightening that thing up. So basically, you would take the piston and you would stick it in there probably before you actually, put the rings on it. You would, get it set properly. I don't know exactly how you would line this up. I've never used this kind before, so I don't know. But I would imagine that, you would have the piston pin running like this, have this maybe at the top, I would assume, maybe the bottom. You don't want to have probably your if you have a gapped ring, you probably don't want to have it anywhere over in this area right here, which I usually never do. I usually have one over here, one over there, 180 degrees from each other. And then you go ahead and take this clamp here, and you tighten it down a little bit as you have the piston sitting inside here, maybe flush with the top kind of thing, and then you get it to where it fits a little snug, but then back it off just a tad maybe, so that way you can actually slide it up and down fairly easy. And then take and put your rings on it, get it over here, and just start to work it in to where the rings get slipped in. You probably have to pinch the rings a little bit just to get it past this. And when that happens, then, take a hammer or a piston knocker, as they call them, wooden handle on a, like this, just a wooden handle right there on a hammer or something, and just kind of thump it in there. 2x4, what the heck? I mean, maybe even use your fist, your hand, whatever, and just push it right on in. So I got this one because it was basically the same price as this one. And I do work with 040. I do work with 060 over. And I do still work with 4-inch stuff every once in a while. So that was kind of the reason why I got this one, so that I could cover basically everything, but the most common again is the 030 overbore that I typically do all the time. So once again, I just decided to do that because I think they make a kit where you can buy the 4-inch. I don't think they have the 20. I think they have the 30 and the 40 and the 60. I don't remember exactly, but when I looked at the price of it, I was just like, I could just get this one that I use all the time, and this one that would pretty much do everything else that I plan to do from now on, and I'll be good. So those are what you get. I know that's really simple. You probably, if you're watching shows like I do, you're probably already knowing exactly how these things are used, but you may not have seen this one. This was the main reason for the video, in my opinion, because these are very self-explanatory. You see these all the time if you're watching those shows. And again, I just love the idea that it says made in the USA, which I hope it is. I hope they're not lying to us, who knows, but I'm hoping it is. And then this one here is one that, again, if I remember correctly, I didn't really see any pictures that explain this thing, but you can clearly see here in this video how this baby here kind of works, and what you're going to get, and how you're going to have to manipulate that sucker to get it to work the way you want it to work. So there you go. That is the Summit Racing Equipment piston ring compressors. The adjustable one here, again, SME 90A4000. You get this, you'll probably do almost everything. I read the reviews. Lots of people were happy with it. Again, I have the snap-on ring compressor with the pliers scenario with the steel rings, which they got a little more friction to them, which is why I thought the aluminum ones would probably be better. But again, if you oil them up really good, they work. But again, I have broke one ring in my career because I just didn't get it right. That's all. So These here just seem like on TV they just seem to work so effortlessly. So that's why I'm gonna move over to them. Plus, this is gonna take up less room in my toolbox than that, big old snap-on kit or whatever. So again, that's going to be for sale. Go look for it if you want it. Alrighty. And there you go. That's what I got for you this time. Like, subscribe, rumble, 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 more importantly. And we'll see you next time.